Greetings and welcome to the Cannabis Doula YouTube. I'm MJ, Melanie, founder and creator of the Cannabis Doula. I am Melanin, author of the Cannabis Doula book. And I'm happy to welcome you here. I know it's been a while since I popped up on YouTube. So I want to say welcome to all those new viewers. I'm going to, I wanted to make a quick video about how to choose your doula. And I have my little ones here. They are going to be playing with their bubbles while mommy is doing this session, right, boys?
Yep, and I'm gonna go to school.
Okay, thank you, Saya.
Bye-bye. I don't talk to you after I'm done. With my biting, maybe trying to take on biting.
Okay. So we're going to talk about how to choose your doula. I know a lot of times doulas, we get online and we say, get a doula, hire a doula. Doulas are so important. And we know that doulas provide essential birth support to women and families during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. There are all types of doulas. There's a doula for every family. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to choose your doula, how to choose a good doula, making sure that the doula can support you in the way that you need to. And I decided to do this video because I've been working with a lot of clients, talking to them about, the work that I do as a doula, how I can support them in their unique experiences. And I also have had stories or heard stories from other families who didn't have good experiences with their doulas. So I wanted to make a video about choosing a doula, making sure to choose a doula who is aligned with your beliefs, choosing a doula whose experience is aligned with your birth, so who is knowledgeable enough to support you. So first thing, vibes and energy. So do they align with your family's goals, your philosophies on birth, and everything like that? So if you are trying to accomplish a more natural, non-medicated birth, does your doula support births that are not medicated? So a little example about that as well. If you are looking for a more experienced doula, has your doula had experience giving birth themselves? That kind of energy is something that you want to look out for. 2, training and education and experience. It also goes along with the first one. So making sure your doula is trained, this is really important. Making sure they have enough experience in order to really support you in the way that you need. So if you are a second-time or third-time mom, making sure your doula is knowledgeable enough to be able to kind of support you as well. So whether you birthed 5 children or, this is your first birth experience, make sure your doula is trained and able to support you in getting the education that you need. So make sure your doula is knowledgeable. Make sure she has training and experience, and all that good stuff. So definitely ask about that when you're interviewing and talking to your doulas. 3, price. So make sure your doula is within your budget. Some doulas will have different packages for different price points. So definitely look into those options. Talk about and think about the type of care that you will need from your doula. And make sure that you can support or pay for your doula. There are also free doulas, so not all doulas cost. So if you don't have the budget for a doula, then definitely look into volunteer doulas. It's always an option. Then, of course, 4 is location. So if you are looking for a doula in your area, that's definitely something that you want to consider. If the doula can meet you at your hospital or birthing center that you're birthing or location of birth, making sure she's able to get to you is important. There's also virtual doulas. So if you connect with a doula and she offers services online, definitely consider that as an option as well. It's also a cost-effective option if you can't have a number of people at your birth location, for example. That's a great option as well. Then 5, knowledge. I think I kind of mentioned education in number 2, but knowledge, really knowledge of the birth experience, knowledge of just hospital knowledge if you're birthing at a hospital. Making sure to have a contract in place with your doula is important, so you know exactly what to expect with the services that you will be receiving. So when you hire a doula, she should be able to go through everything that you'll be working with her doing, and kind of how the flow of the care will look. So making sure to have that. If there's a backup doula, making sure to meet that backup doula, all that kind of stuff. So I hope those things were helpful. One, energy and vibes is very important, especially during pregnancy. You want to be surrounded by positive, good energy, making sure to have that connection with your doula. Two, training, education, and experience. And make sure your doula is knowledgeable, trained, and experienced as a birth worker. There are a lot of folks who will say they're a doula or say they're a midwife, but not be trained to provide that level of care and support. You definitely want someone who is able to support you fully. So look into their trainings, ask them what trainings they've had, ask them the education they've had, and all that kind of stuff. Three, again, is price, budget for your doula. Make sure that you can afford your doula. If you can't afford a doula, have that volunteer doula available as well. There's also different options for paying for the cost of your doula, such as giftings and mother showers and all that kind of stuff, which I'll actually talk about later. Location. So again, making sure your doula is available to support you in your area. If not, have a virtual doula. It's always a great option. There's a doula for everyone, so make sure you are knowledgeable about the care that you're receiving, and make sure your doula is knowledgeable. So check out their websites, check out their information, testimonials if they have them available. All that kind of stuff is really important. Make sure you have a contract with your doula, so that you know exactly what to expect and the care that you'll be receiving. So some questions to ask your doula. You do want to do like an initial consultation with your doula, which is essentially an interview with your doula so that you can get to know her or him, and they can get to know you. So some questions to ask. What is your philosophy on pregnancy, birth, and postpartum? With this question, you can also ask, what services do you provide within pregnancy or supporting families during pregnancy, during the birthing time, and in the postpartum period as well. How do you support the partner? So this is a very essential question. I feel like it's important. If you have a partner, father of the baby, or something like that, you definitely want to make sure they're included in that experience as well. So me as a doula, I always support the partner and whatever other family members are around the birthing person. So if you feel like you need that support, your partner may need that support as well. So definitely make sure your doula is able to support the whole family. If not, that's quite all right. Some doulas do not do that, and that may definitely be something you want to look into. What happens if you miss the birth? So this is a really important question you want to ask your doula. Birth is unpredictable. So what will happen if your doula misses the birth? This is something that can happen. It happens all the time. Actually, my doulas missed my births. Both my births were super quick, and my doulas missed them. So in those type of situations, you definitely want to know what to expect in those situations. So for me as a doula, I like to prepare my clients for the what ifs and just in cases.
I got mommy's flower.
That is beautiful. So what if what if I miss your birth? So I like to prepare my clients for those what if situations and making sure that they're prepared to birth if I am not able to make it. And that's really, really important. So you want to make sure you ask your doula what to expect in those type of situations. Some doulas will offer refunds, a portion of the payment and all that kind of stuff. So definitely look into those options. Ask those questions. You can also ask how many births you've attended as a doula. Ask about how many years you've been working as a doula. All that good stuff. If you teach any classes, all that kind of stuff is really important when you're talking to and interviewing your doula. Yes. And if you are having a specific birth plan, so if you know that you're birthing at a hospital, make sure your doula has experience with working with families, either who have birth at their hospital or who is knowledgeable about the area and all that kind of stuff. So those are some questions that you can definitely ask. And if you have any other questions, if you're a doula watching this, and if you have any other questions that you feel like families should ask their doula, definitely leave a comment below, so folks can ask these questions of their doulas, making sure that they hire a doula who is skilled, knowledgeable, and able to support them, which is so important. We don't want you don't want to end up in a situation where you're working with a doula and they kind of take away from your birth experience. So do keep in mind, hiring a doula is very serious work. You want to make sure you're prepared, ask the right questions, all that kind of stuff. So I hope that was helpful for you. Now, the second part of this video, I want to talk about my work as a doula, the services that I provide to families and kind of what that looks like. And if you're interested in working with me as your doula, kind of what to expect. So I am a doula. I've been working as a doula since 2015, I think was my first training, 2015, 2016. When I found out that I was pregnant, I immediately got into doula work. And I love it. I am a full circle doula. I'm a birth doula, a hypno doula, and I'm also a childbirth educator. I also provide education and support to families who are using cannabis during pregnancy. So this could be medical cannabis patients, folks who are interested in using either marijuana or CBD and what that can look like during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. So that's pretty much my specialty. I have a number of certifications in cannabis. So I spend a lot of time educating families about cannabis use during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum, working with families during the childbearing years who are using cannabis. I also teach parent education and early childhood education as well. So it's a little bit about my doula experience. I center African American birth traditions, and cannabis is actually one of them. So I incorporate a lot of holistic remedies, herbal remedies, and all that kind of stuff. Endocannabinoid wellness exercises for supporting a healthy pregnancy and birth. And I enjoy it. My clients have had beautiful births. I will say, with me as a doula, one of the philosophies that I have is that birth is a spiritual transformation. It's a very mental, physical, emotional journey that families go on, that the birthing person and the partner goes on. And so I like to be the cheerleader during that time, the coach during that time, to make sure that families are supported in their birthing experience. So some things that you can expect working with me: I like to prepare families early on. So if you first find out you're pregnant, I recommend hiring a doula as soon as you find out. So around that 12-week period, you should start working with your doula. And I offer prenatal sessions during pregnancy. So for some clients, it may be one prenatal session during pregnancy. For others, it may be 3 prenatal sessions, one during each trimester. Or so for some clients, it could be meeting every month during pregnancy to prepare for the birth. So I do leave that open for the clients to decide. But we have our prenatal sessions where we talk about nutrition, exercise, diet, do yoga and all that kind of stuff, meditation, talk about childbirth education, the stages of birth, really preparing mind, body, and spirit for birth during our prenatal sessions. I also provide care during the birth. So as soon as you find out it's your birthing time, or as soon as you realize it's your birthing time, I am able to meet with you wherever you're giving birth, where we will do comfort measures, pain management techniques, and other exercises to prepare you for the birth. Breathing, moving, dancing, all that good stuff during the early birthing time. So when you're actually giving birth in active labor, I'll be there supporting you. And if I not present physically, I also provide virtual support. So we can do our prenatal sessions virtually or in person. And I can attend your birth virtually or in person if you're in the DC area. And then after your birth, we do some breastfeeding work, newborn care, and all that kind of stuff. And then we have our postpartum sessions. Postpartum looks a little bit different based on the package that you choose, but essentially I provide traditional African American postpartum care, which could be like cooking, like cleaning. We do belly binding, breastfeeding and infant feeding support, any support that the mother needs. I also provide postpartum herbal remedies, which is essential for postpartum healing, and yoni steaming, all that kind of stuff we do during the postpartum period, just supporting the family, making sure the family is well adjusted during that postpartum period.
Hi.
So I think that's pretty much it. I offer a number of packages for families who are birthing in person and virtual. If you are using,
I got a baby book to sell to you tomorrow. I'll make sure.
Thank you,
send
baby.
it to them.
So whether you're birthing anywhere or in the DC area, I can definitely support you either virtually or in person if our philosophies align and all that good stuff, of course. And I think that's pretty much it, especially centering families who use cannabis. I have some Cannabis Doula packages, virtual and in-person packages. So for families who are interested in using cannabis, we do demonstrations around safe use, talking to your doctors about cannabis, getting signed up as a medical cannabis patient. We talk about safety, talking to doctors, protecting our families against child protective services, and I also provide Cannabis Doula care packages, which include CBD that you can utilize during your pregnancy, birth, and postpartum, which I utilize with my clients, which I find to be especially useful for the birthing time, and during pregnancy, those pregnancy and postpartum discomforts as well. So I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep this video nice and short. So if you have any questions, definitely let me know. If you're interested in doula support or in cannabis doula support with cannabis during pregnancy, holistic support during pregnancy as a holistic doula, I would love to support you. So feel free to go over to thecannabisdoula.com for additional information and all that good stuff. If you have questions or comments about selecting or choosing a doula, what to look out for, anything like that, definitely leave a comment below, and I would love to hear anything that you have to say. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.